Well, looking at the case here, we'll start with you, Commander Elvis. This is a very sad, pathetic situation. Commander Elvis, looking at the situation here, we have colonial police, colonial forces, killing Ambazonians with impunity. But this time around, they've claimed it is just an accident that caused someone's life, mistaking the person to be an Amba fighter and an armed civilian. With regards to this, we'd like to get your thoughts. Commander Elvis.
Oh, thank you, Star, for that opportunity once more. This is definitely, as you said, not an isolated incident. We have reported, unfortunately, many of such incidents over the past 7 to 8 years. It is something that we are actually fighting against because to La Republique, no person in the territory of Ambazonia is free from any harm. Our people are constantly targets unjustly. Those that are targeted for extortion, those that are targeted and killed and buried without us ever knowing about their, their disappearances. There are so many cases. So unfortunately, it just happens that one of these cases was caught where they actually killed this biker, and they tried to shed crocodile tears to act as if they were sorry. They are not sorry. They know exactly what they're doing. That is a terror tactic that they're using against our people. To intimidate our people, to be scared of them, so our people can succumb to whatever things they tell them. We can call on our people to be strong. There is nothing that would make our faith to waver. They should be determined more than ever before, because we are together in this. Yes, we would lose some lives in this war. As we always say, there are some battles that we win, and there are some that we would not. But at the end of the day, we have to win the war against La Republique, and that is what we're going for. So we're calling on our people to remain steadfast, to remain resilient. We just want their safety to be considered a first option. Their safety counts, so we would like to see them safe. So the only way for us to be safe is when we work as one family. We should not betray our brothers. Some of our brothers have fallen, unfortunately, because some of their brothers betray them. We should learn to be our brothers' keepers. Ambazonia is a beautiful land, just like you mentioned earlier, the ideas of bad roads. You can see that is the kind of structure that we are fighting to get away from. We are not fighting to stay under a corrupt structure where the taxes of the people are being used to siphon them and send over to France so they can build their beautiful cities over there, and the president, whenever he's sick, he runs abroad to get his medical attention while leaving his country dilapidated. We are not building such a country. A country like La Republique de Cameroon, where they go and they train thieves in the names of governors and deals to come and learn how to extort, and they send them over to Ambazonia to come and extort, and our people are walking around unable to even ride on a normal road. That should be something that Ambazonians could do for themselves. We don't need somebody who is trained thieves to come and help us with that. Our people know how to get these structures, and that is the more reason we are fighting to make sure that we dismantle this structure that La Republique have held our people hostage on, and we are determined to go all the way. We call on the families of those that have already lost their loved ones. We sympathize with them, especially the family in this particular case of the motorcycle bike rider who was killed. We are sorry. We understand the pain that comes with it, especially he being the breadwinner. We've lost so many great men are languishing in jails. Some have gone in exile, leaving behind everything they got. And that is the more reason we have to fight. We have to fight because we have to restore a dignified nation, a country that respects its people, a country that respects its law, a country where love is paramount, a country where our citizens are free to express their political opinions without any fear of being killed. We're calling on all great nations in the United Nations to hear our plea. Help us so that we can achieve our goal without shedding further blood. We thank you again, Star, for giving us this opportunity to be able to express to the international community our frustrations. There are so many. We know parents that have lost almost their entire families. How is their pain? It is just unbearable. And we're calling on the international community to be able to look at these scenarios and see these as some things that it's become a daily routine for us. It is not just a one thing. It is something that happens on a daily basis. I can basically show you images where our people have been killed on a daily basis, and like big terrorists would come up claiming that we mistook him for an Ambazonian. We are all Ambazonians. They would have to kill the whole southern Cameroonian territory, people in that territory, if that is what they go by, because we are all Ambazonians. And there is, whether I kill a bike rider, whether I kill all our traditional practitioners, they've been killed. They killed them because of the fact that they claimed they were reinforcing our fighters, giving them spiritual powers to be able to fight back at them. They've killed all our traditional practitioners. They even killed those who stood up just to ask for some fairness in understanding. And they allow the crooked ones to be there to rule our people. We say no. That has to come to an end. And we're calling on the Ambazonian State Army. They are the force. They are the rule of law in our land at the moment. And they have to enforce these orders to make sure that La Republic terrorists, wherever they are, that they feel the pain that our people have gone through. There's no mercy for the wicked. And we have to chase them out of Ambazonia until the gates are hell. So thank you again for that opportunity. And I think I made the point very clear.
Very clear. It is at this juncture we get back to you, Barrister Mbeseha. We would like to hear your thoughts and your concluding statements for tonight, so we'll head on to the African news.
I want to thank you, Commander, for the strategy. What you have said is very, very powerful. But I will just add this. As you have said, this is just one too many. Even from the language of the colonizer, the killer, was a mistake. That is what also called in law negligence. But in military terms and military actions, those who commit those type of mistakes, if there are ever mistakes, are held accountable. They are held accountable for the mistakes, punished somehow for the mistakes. But could this ever have been a mistake? No, it was never a mistake. Because the Republic is fond of this. They have done all these things clearly. Their track record is clear. Remember, they went and killed a woman, an armless woman in Garoua, wherever, Marua, wherever, taking her baby in there. When caught red-handed, what did they say? Issa Chiruma, the government spokesman, said, well, that is happening in Mali. Try to hide it. It is not in Mali. When they could not go further on the
Right at the end, right when we wanted to get your final thoughts, we're sadly having this connectivity issue. Barrister Mbeseha, can you hear me?
I get you, I'm getting you.
Connection was breaking slightly. Would like you to take that again, please.
I said that 2017, 2018 or so before, it is in their track record to kill people. They don't have the power. Nobody in the world, no military in the world has the right to judge you and kill you, shoot you because they suspect you are an enemy. Call it Amba or just your opponent. What they are doing is criminal. And I've said that even when they admit that they have made an error. They try to hide their facts. And I was given the example of what happened when Issa Chiruma was the spokesperson for the government. They killed the woman in Marwa. We had two children. Murdered her outright with the children. And one court handed, Isa Chiroma said the thing had happened only in Mali, that was never in Cameroon. One court, they accepted, yeah, that is true, it was us. We are punishing the guy who did it. And as you speak, we're not seeing where the guy was ever punished. They went to Ngaribu, murdered children, murdered women, and to hide their evidence, they tried to burn their corpses. Can that be a mistake? No. When caught right-handed, what did they say? They say it was a mistake. We are punishing the criminals, the one who did this. We're not seeing anybody punished. The only message I can tell them is, what they are doing in Ambazonia is not going unnoticed. They are going to be held accountable. If we cannot trace the individual shooters, the individual soldiers carrying the guns, we'll be able to trace the others, leave the others. You'll be held accountable in the criminal court, in the international system. You'll be held accountable because they are committing war crimes. They will only survive, they will only go free if by the time this war ends, they themselves are dead. War crimes don't get extinguished. They hang on you for life until you die. And so these things are not going unnoticed. Let Ambazonians rest assured that again, if we cannot find the individual guy who shot that bag rider, or at least we can trace officially who were his commanders. That's the essence of war. Foot soldiers obey the commander's orders. And so these people are not going to go unpunished. They will be held accountable. And above all, that's the reason why we fight. Why we fight. This is a criminal government having ministers in the name of, or politicians in the name of, for example, Ngala Gerard, who caused the death of children in the grandstand in Kambi. Ngalbu happened in Dongaman division. They sponsored all these things. So we know them. And they are carrying government uniform, driving in Pajeros and government cars, riding Mercedes cars in the name of government ministers, in the names of MPs. Well, nobody is too big for prosecution when it comes to we violate international law. They can hide for some time, but they will not hide forever. And so, as the commander says, we feel so sad that we lost people like that. But again, this is just one too many. I ask the question, what is even wrong that you just kill somebody because he's an Ambazonia? You kill him without trial, shoot him and he dies.
You know,
and they think that we'll forget about that.
You know, Mbeseha, this
will never happen.
It's not really surprising looking at the fact that there's been even times where we've brought reports here that these colonial forces have gone on rampage because, according to them, the Amba fighters, according to them, have killed one of their fellows in the military, and so they just go on rampage, literally shooting out in the open where there are civilians, venting out their frustration and shooting randomly at civilians. So it is really no surprise that they could just see someone and believe that he is an Amba fighter and shoot at him. The fact that they even gave an excuse this time saying it was a mistake is even a different scenario. There are times where with impunity they go out to shoot innocent civilians due to venting their anger or however they put it. It is really no surprise. And your last words, if you have any other thing for tonight. So we'll wrap up with this particular segment and hand on to the African news. Barrister Mbeseha, Commander Elvis.
Well, I will just conclude by saying that, look, the commander knows rampage shooting, random killing is not a military strategy accepted anywhere in the world. Random revenge is not recommended anywhere in the military, in the defense, anywhere in the world. And so they cannot create their own rules of war. The international community recognizes war. War is today governed by some rules. If you violate those rules, you'll be held accountable as an individual, one. Two, as a country. Two, three, as commanders who give those orders. So we just encourage our people. That's what has happened, but let them rest assured. They were not sleeping. We will do everything possible within our own structures, within our own powers, to make sure these people don't go unpunished. Sooner or later, they're going to be held accountable. Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Barrister Mbeseha. Commander Elvis, your last words for Undaunted tonight.
You're muted.
Thank you again, Star Smart, for that opportunity. Once more, I really like the last part where Barrister mentioned very clearly that war crimes do not go unnoticed. That point should be taken very clearly. Even that message is a very resounding message that we are sending to our Ambazonian State Army, Armed Forces. Our force has clear code of conduct during war times. And we are there, or the state army is there to defend the people. And by defending the people, they're upholding to their code of conduct. They have regulations which would allow them to execute that code of conduct. For example, they're supposed to be zero tolerance for alcohol consumption, zero tolerance for drug abuse, zero tolerance for rape, zero tolerance for, extortion. So just to name a few, those are some of the code of conducts that our Ambazonia State Armed Forces are held to account by those standards. And these standards, we expect La Republique to also hold their terrorist forces at least to some code of conduct. And killing an unarmed civilian is not one of those, not in any international code, standard, by any international standards. So we are making it very clear that for every one Ambazonia that they have killed, our Ambazonian State Armed Forces will recruit more. We have a saying also that soldier go, soldier come, barrack stay, meaning that we would continue to grow our forces day in, day out. So you can imagine those kids that were maybe 1 year when the war started, they're already 8 today. A few years down the lane, they will be in the battlefield. And there are many more of those, even from the diaspora, that will be going down to join the fight. Again, we are calling on the people of Ambazonia. This is a win-win war for us. We have nothing to lose. We have everything to win. And we are calling on you to continue to support our state forces. Support them because your security depends on them. They can guarantee your safety. You would also guarantee their safety by providing them with the intelligence that they need to be able to carry out their secret operations to make sure that the enemy is kicked out of our land. Do not give the enemy a free right to come into our land and kill our people. So we are calling on all Ambazonians again to be the watchman of the nation. You see something, you say something. If you cannot report to the nearest Ambazonia State Army, reach out to your county officials. Reach out to your defense representatives. Provide the intelligence to them. Provide the information. We would make sure that we hold the enemy that is perpetrating those acts accountable by all standards. We'll put them in the record books. We'll take action where we can to make sure our people are protected and defended at all times. So thank you again, Star, for that opportunity, and we look forward to coming back again some other time to talk on other matters concerning our nation.
Thank you to Commander Elvis, and thank you, Barrister Mbeseha. Thank you for joining in on the show.